Well, hey there. Have you ever been given nerve glides for your shoulders, maybe your thoracic outlet syndrome or your hypermobile shoulders? And you've got these nerve glides assigned to you, maybe by a physical therapist, and they just triggered your symptoms so much that you completely dropped them. The physical therapist was like, do 10 repetitions of these every day or a couple times a day. And you did that, and you're like, I'm never doing nerve glides again. They suck. Well, I would like to suggest that nerve glides can be great. I have used them for my thoracic outlet syndrome, but they need to be adapted for the hypermobile body. Like almost everything, can we agree? Which is fine. Now, one of my favorite nerve glides is an ulnar nerve glide. There's a few ways to do this. The simplest one is what I call stop snake. You go from a stop position to what I call a snake position. I'll talk about what needs to change for most hypermobile humans first, and then I'll show you what the exercise is. So, for this exercise and for most nerve glides, you need to do way fewer repetitions, number one. So maybe doing 1 to 3 repetitions instead of 8 to 10 or 5 or 6 is key. The second thing is to make sure that you don't have a feeling of overly stretching or any nerve pain or nerve reaction as you do the movement. And you're definitely not staying in a place where you might have some nerve tension and you're feeling a little nervy in your fingers or your arm. The ulnar nerve goes from your cervical spine down your arm to your fingers. It's a great way to get a gentle stretch for those tissues around that nerve and just encourage the nerve to move a little bit through those tissues. Number one, way fewer repetitions. Number two, make sure that it's not too much of a stretch. It's maybe briefly a 1 out of 10 stretch or tingle, and you're not staying there. You're coming out slowly and controlled. The other thing to think of is when you do these nerve glides, what position are your arms in? So if you're fairly hypermobile, there's a tendency to always kind of pull your arm, like we have this big range of motion. So there's a tendency to bring your elbow back behind the line of your body or behind your shoulder for exercises. And for these exercises in particular, you want to keep the elbow in front of the line of the body so that we're not overly stressing that area where most of our tension resides. All right, let me show you this ulnar nerve glide that I love to call stop snake or snake stop. You're going to start with your hand in and your arm in the snake position, like a little snake head. And then you'll extend your arm out to the side, straightening it to the best of the ability into your stop position. And then you're going to come back slowly to your snake position. Now notice I have my elbow in front of the line of my shoulder here. So my snake is going out, stop, snake, and then coming back. So I'm not staying here in a stretch. This position for most people might be a very gentle stretch across the wrist or something, or you might feel it somewhere else. But again, you're not staying there. You're moving slowly between the two, very gently and carefully to stretch that nerve. You're going to start with 1 to 3 repetitions. See how you feel after. So do that 1 time a day, 1 to 3 repetitions. Try that for a few days, maybe taking a break, maybe doing it every couple of days, seeing how your body feels for the first week. If that feels good, then you could add in another day, or you could add in a second time a day. I suggest adding in another day, first of all, so you're doing a set once a day. And this is great to do before you're doing an exercise or you're doing some kind of activity or work that tends to trigger your shoulders, like maybe some computer work. It's also a great way to take a little break and extend, get some mobility into your shoulder if you've been doing that work where your shoulders are a little closed in. All right, that is the stop snake ulnar nerve glide exercise. Let me know in the comments how it goes for you, and I'll see you in the next video.